Reddit, what is the worst secret your partner is keeping from you, but that you actually know? Found videos of my ex bending over, twerking and shit, in my panties. Never told him. He also jerked off on me once, when I was sleeping. I wasn't sleeping, but I sure as hell wasn't going to wake up and make that situation any more awkward. And he creeps my Reddit. Hi Scott. Edit. Well, we did it Reddit. Fixed the damn commas. There was no literal shit lol. Double edit. Totally awkward to explain to my current so why I was on Reddit constantly all night. Thankfully, he's the best. We were long distance when we first started dating. The one time she came up to where I lived for 4 days, but I had to work during one of the days. When I was gone she had to take a dump and clogged the toilet. She couldn't get it to plunge and was freaking out, so she went to the kitchen and got a fork and a plastic bag and dug the turds out of the bowl and threw everything in the dumpster out back. She called her friend panicking and the friend thought it was hilarious. Friend told me about it one night when the girl had left the room after we moved in together. I find it funny but don't want to embarrass her. Back when I was first starting to make my artwork public, I had a Kickstarter campaign to fund a tour. I had just started dating my so, but he gave a relatively significant amount of money anonymously. He tripped up in selecting his backers' reward, an original piece mailed to his house. When I saw the address, I definitely didn't suspect his roommates were just super supportive of my art. My wife dropped my iPhone in a potty toilet. Luckily it has been so used there was a large pile of shit which gently held the phone above the liquid. She cleaned it off and gave it back to me. A year later I upgraded and gave her my old phone. She insisted on purchasing a new cover even though I had a high-end OtterBox. I never understood why until one of the kids told on her. Her lupus is getting much worse, much more quickly than she had expected, and I'm afraid that she won't have much time left before her kidneys or liver fails. Apparently there's a ton of scar tissue forming already, even though she was diagnosed 2 weeks ago. My heart is filled completely with guilt, because I'm still in school, and she's works long 12-hour nights as a nurse, doing brutal, exhausting work. She tells me she's tired once in a while, but she's always so happy to see me, and she always tells me that she's going to take care of me and support me endlessly until I'm done with engineering school. I feel so useless because I don't have much money and it's hard for me to take care of her, yet she'll still take me out to eat so often and buys nice clothes for me when I would otherwise only be able to shop at thrift stores or clearance aisles. She loves me and tells me about how much potential I have, even if my grades aren't great and I'm struggling to do well in engineering. I feel that I'm part of the reason why she got sick. Maybe she feels she has to work so much, sometimes 4 to 6 days non-stop without days off in between to support the people in her life and also make time for me. The worst part is that she always smiles when we spend time together and still asks if I want to go hiking or play tennis, things that I love doing that she sometimes objects to, even if she's barely slept or eaten and is still physically exhausted. I worry she forces herself to for my sake. All I tell her is that I'm tired and I'd like to read comic books with her or put on Netflix, her favorites, and lay in bed and nap with her because I don't know how much longer we'll be able to do that together. She's gained about 20 pounds from water retention. For a slim petite little thing it's almost a fifth of her weight, and her legs have swollen so much that she can't bend her knees or walk without intense pain. I couldn't bear to see her unconscious in her hospital room, hooked up to fourths and machines, and it breaks my heart. I've known that I was going to marry her for a long time now, but I'm certain that I'm going to be by her side, no matter what happens, whether we have 5 months left together or 50 years. He had always said he hates to cuddle at night because it gets hot, it's uncomfortable / I hog the blanket / ECT. However, when he thinks I'm asleep he'll scoot over and wrap his body around me. If I even make a move like I'm awake, he'll run back to his side and pretend it never happened. I think it's freaking adorable. This is a past tense secret, but my GF at the time decided to surprise me by buying a holiday to Brussels for us over my 30th birthday. I accidentally intercepted the hotel confirmation email, so decided it was a good time to propose, as I'd been considering it for about 6 months. Act all surprised when she tells me. Then when we are having dinner in the restaurant on the first night, I get down on one knee and propose. Celebrating our 3-year wedding anniversary at the end of next month. She had sex with my boss before we knew each other, before I had been hired into the company. I'm not mad about it or anything. Everyone has a past, but she carefully dances around ever coming into my work now, and I'm careful not to bring him up. When we were in the hospital for some weird pain that I had, uninsured, and the doctors thought it might be cancer, I lost it a bit. She was so brave for me. But her mother called. She went into the bathroom to talk, but she didn't know that the sound echoed pretty loudly into the room. I heard her break down, sobbing, telling her mom she didn't know how we were going to pay for treatment, and that it looked really bad. I'll never tell her I heard her, but God, it was heartbreaking. When she came out, you wouldn't even know she was even upset. She hid it so well. She sat right down and told me everything was going to be fine with such determination and such certainty. Literally took out her computer then and there and started making a fucking spreadsheet of our finances to fit in cancer. I knew how much she loved me in that moment and how important it was for her that she was brave for me. I don't know why, but I got so calm after that. I haven't broken down like that since, even with worse news. I guess she makes me strong. God, I fucking love her. He spent a ton of money on Bruins tickets this year. Whenever he got tickets to a match, he claimed he got them for free through work or downplays the cost, but I know he paid for them. I don't really mind, since he can spend his money how he wants, but it's funny to me that he thinks I wouldn't realize he's spending a few $100 every time he goes to a game. Okay, so I found out my fiancé was wanting to ask me to marry him, but wanted to get a super expensive ring for me, so it was taking time to save up. I don't give a crap about that type of thing. I'd marry him without a ring. That's not what's important to me. So I went to his mom and told her what I knew, and she told me we should go look at rings together so maybe I could pick something less expensive, so she could tell him we had been shopping and I had fallen in love with a ring that he could afford. I know, I'm sneaky. Anyway, I found an incredible ring that was normally $500, but on sale for $100. I bought the ring and she called him and told him what she did. He was so happy. He asked me to marry him on Christmas Eve, and it was by far one of the best days of my life. He has no clue that I was involved in the purchase. So, he's keeping the secret that he doesn't know that I know.